So if you've been keeping up with the news recently in terms of technology, you know that the iPhone 11 Pro has come out and the iPhone 11 has come out. And if you've kept on the photography news, you know that the A6600 is about to come out, which is a Sony camera. So today I'm going to ask the question, are cameras still relevant for shooting video? Let's talk about that. Cue intro. That's all the intro I have. So yeah, welcome back to my channel, ladies and gentlemen, and today we're going to talk about, are smartphones the new cameras? Can we just film all our YouTube videos on smartphones? Can we just quickly edit on them, and can we just launch it to YouTube so we can have really continuous flow of videos? So today we're going to be asking the question of cameras. Do we still need them? Alright, so as always, to make this a balanced audience, you need to do the pros and the cons of both. So first off, let's start with the pros and cons of using the Nikon D7200. Okay, so one of the pros is that you get to choose the smaller things. You get to choose your mic settings. You get to choose your picture profile. You get to be able to choose your FPS. Now with my smartphone, you can't really choose FPS, but I'm not sure if all smartphones can do that. Yes, it is a little bit heavier, but if you know photography, you know that sometimes having a slightly heavier body can lead to slightly slower and more smooth footage, because you try to weigh things down. And another thing is that with your camera, you can have different lenses and different focal lengths. For example, I'm using the 18 to 140 right now, and if I had a 50, just put on the 50 and you can only get my face. And let's actually switch to different focal lengths. Alright, let's try. You see those four? Yeah, I don't even know what they were, I just zoomed in digitally. But on a smartphone, you can only go so much depending on how many cameras there are, and after that you have to continuously zoom in digitally, which isn't always the best option sometimes. But yeah, benefits of using DSLR, you get to customize more things when you're shooting video. And another thing is that if those of you who have a flip out screen, you get to see the mic. So right now I can't see the screen obviously because it's a D7200, but I'm able to see the quality of the mic and how high my voice is going or how low my voice is going, and if I'm reaching a decent volume. And that's good because, trust me, you don't want shit audio when you're starting to record and then you're like, oh crap, I have to record the whole thing again. That's really annoying. But yeah, with the camera, you can see the mic quality, you can see the mic quality, and it's really easy to get it right the first time. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the cons, because everything has a pro and a con. So cons of the camera, or this camera, is that it's bulky. Yes, the D7200 is a big camera, you can't deny it. It's not as big as the D750 or the D500 or the D5, but it's not as small as the D33s, the D52s, or any other smaller cameras out there. The D7200 is about the size of a Canon 80D, almost, about there. And it's a pretty big camera, it's pretty bulky to carry around. And my smartphone, yes, it can just fit in my pocket. But this camera, I need to bring a bag, and I have to sling it around my other stuff, and it's really kind of annoying to do that. Another thing is that it's an attention seeker. Be warned that if you carry a camera around and you're vlogging to yourself and you're talking like this, people are going to look at you weird. People are going to come up to you and like, are you filming a YouTube video? And you have to say yes, and they'll ask you a bunch of stupid questions. Like, hey, what are you shooting for? What's your YouTube channel? What are you shooting on Nikon? Why not Canon? All this stuff. And a lot of people, you're going to attract a lot of attention. Be warned now. And finally, on this camera in specific, you can only shoot for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. That's it. After that, the camera automatically shuts off your video. So if you wonder why I speak fast, it's because I want to get as much done in 20 minutes. So yeah, those are the pros and cons of the Nikon D7200. Yes, it's a good camera, but now we're going to look at the smartphone. And this smartphone is a Samsung S10e, the current smartphone that I'm using. But if for a fair test, I'm going to be comparing two smartphones, this and my other one, but not so much. Alright? So to make a fair test, let's change to my smartphone. Okay, so now I'm shooting with my regular smartphone, the Samsung S10e. And hold on, wait a second. Prop. So one of the pros is obvious. I'm shooting with the the front-facing camera, the one where the screen is. So I can see what I'm saying and I can see myself, which is really good, because with this camera, I don't know if I'm in frame from too far side here, but here I can just direct myself into the direct center. So, talking about smartphones, one of the pros is that it has an LCD screen, so you can film yourself. Yes, an LCD screen is good, and most smartphones have it. Another thing is that it's small and it's light, so you can carry it a bunch of places. In my video, the skateboard, where I shot with a Joby Gorilla Pod, this camera, and this phone, and a phone clip, I was able to do a lot of things due to its size alone. I was able to hold the camera like this, attach it on, and then flip it upside down because it was light. So, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. This camera, I could never do that because it would just break off immediately, the Joby Gorilla Pod. So, with a smartphone, it's small and it's light, meaning that it's easy to conceal. Conceal may not be the right word, but it's discreet. Because if you saw someone in the street, with a phone and they're just doing this, right? You yourself, you're vlogging and you're like, okay guys, today we're in, whatever. But other people are like, oh, they're just taking an IG video, or Instagram story. But if I'm here with this, and I'm like, alright guys, it's something, people are gonna look and be like, hey, what's that guy recording? I was out with my gimbal, believe it or not, and then people were looking at me really, really weird. They were like, what's this kid doing? And yes, that is something that you will face regardless of what you shoot. Regardless if you shoot with the camera or with the phone, people want to know. It's called curiosity. Another thing is that I think it's not special to just my phone, but a lot of phones. It has a light. So let me see this phone turn on. No, it won't. So it has a video light, which in low light situations, it's useful. This camera, I need to buy an extra light to do it, which costs around $40 US dollars. It's an aperture light. So yeah. And another thing with this phone that this camera doesn't have is unlimited recording time. This camera does around 20 minutes and then it shuts off the video completely. This one I can run it for as long as I want until my memory card fills up and I cry. So yeah, smartphones, they are good for those kind of things but you get less of customability because I'm shooting the video, I can shoot it at say full HD, 1440 pixels times 1440 pixels, but that's about it. I cannot change anything else. No mic quality, I can't shoot it flat, so I can't color grade that well, even though I don't color grade that well. And another thing that phones have is the wide angle feature. So right now I'm shooting in the wide angle feature, but it's not technically wide angle, it's like the 2% feature on the rear facing camera. But in the video of the athlete I can show you here, I used a wide angle feature and nothing else, meaning that it stabilized the shot because it was already wide, it was in the middle, and I was holding it up and I was running around like this. Not like this, I was running around like this. It was very small shaking. But yeah, phones have that ability, so you don't need to, if this lens is gigantic, if I ran around with this, it will shake that much, which will not give me that good of footage. But another thing is that you can't choose your FPS either, so you can't get good motion blur, because if I do this, you can only see my hand moving, but with this I can get good motion blur, so I don't have to show everything in the scene, and it's good for fast action. For this, if you want to get fast action, I need to flip it immediately. Yeah, kind of annoying. So yeah, those are the pros and cons of using a smartphone to record, and those are the pros and cons of using a camera to record. So now we should ask the question, when should you use a phone against the camera? And for that, we gotta switch back to the camera. So those were the pros and cons of using your smartphone to record. So now you should ask, when should we use our camera to record? So for me, I personally use my camera in the studio, outside, all alone, sitting down at the gym. When do I use my phone? When I'm running, walking down lonely hallways, sitting on grass, filming myself using my camera, when I'm in the elevator, and when I'm in areas I'm not supposed to be in. Those are the times that I use my camera and my phone. Usually it's outdoors and in the studio, but most of my phone stuff is done outside because I don't want to attract attention. So yeah, I think this video needs to have a conclusion now, otherwise it'll never happen. So to conclude now, if you want to start video, should you just use your smartphone or should you use a camera? Start with your smartphone. All honesty, start with your smartphone. Smartphones these days have such good video capabilities that it wouldn't be such a huge loss if you don't forego with the videography stuff. Because this camera, I don't want to say much, but it costs a lot of money, and yeah, if I give up on photography stuff, it'll be a big waste. This phone, I know that in maybe 2-3 years from now I'll still be using the same phone. 3 years. I'll still be using the same phone regardless. But yeah, so if you want to start video, start with your smartphone. A small Joby Gorilla Pod like this, phone clip from a selfie stick, ultimate video making setup for your smartphone. You don't need anything else. Built-in mic, good enough. Outside wind, it's okay. But it's better than spending $1,000 on a DSLR and then on a tripod, on a mic. You gotta get lights. I don't have lights. I'm using my regular light. And then you gotta pay for editing software, but I'm not because I'm a Mac. But yeah, it's all about how far you want to go into it, because there's a lot of YouTube channels out there who make videos using their smartphones, and it's really, really good. So yeah, thanks for watching this week's video. Hold on. End card. So thanks for watching this week's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, leave a like and leave a comment down in the comment section below. And if you didn't like it, tell me how I can improve, because I know I can still improve. That's it for now, and I'll see you next week.